The Russian seaport of Ust-Luga is located 115 kilometers to the west of the city center of St. Petersburg. The deep waters of Luga Bay are well suited for a port. Approach channels are short, and icebreaker assistance during winter is brief. The planning of Ust-Luga Seaport commenced in 1993. Rusterminalagul, a national and private partnership, owns and operates Russia's ultra-modern coal export handling facilities in Ust-Luga. The coal comes by train from locations several thousand kilometers away. In winter, the coal arrives frozen and has to be defrosted. The coal is unloaded and transported via belt conveyors to be crushed and screened. The export-ready coal is stockpiled briefly. The empty cars are shifted back to the rail track for the return journey. Simultaneously, a stacker reclaimer takes the coal from a stockpile and conveyors transport the coal to the ship loader. At present, vessels up to 70,000 deadweight tons can be loaded. Since conceptual planning in the mid-90s, Russian port designers and Tokrov engineers, mechanics and technicians are working harmoniously together. The ship loader, commissioned in 2003, is part of the first contract awarded to Tokrov through a worldwide tender. The ship loader portal travels on a rail gauge of 15.3 meters. The current key facilities service ships with loading capacities up to 70,000 deadweight tons. The travel speed ranges between 5 and 25 meters per minute. To keep the loading times of the vessels to a minimum, the ship loader has many built-in design features. The spout, suspending from the 43-meter-long telescopic boom, is especially designed and configured to deliver optimum loading efficiency. This spout suits all types of hatches and loading spaces found on vessels. The tripper car and a combination of belt conveyors connect the ship loader via various transfer stations with either one of the two stacker reclaimers. With 8 1.2 cubic meter buckets, the machine's reclaim capacity amounts to 3,500 tons per hour. The bucket wheel drops the coal onto a 1.6 meter wide conveyor belt. The coal travels at a speed of 4.5 meters per second to the ship loader. From the tripper car belt, the coal is transferred to the ship loader's boom belt, and the spout aims the coal stream into the vessel's loading spaces. At certain temperatures, steam rises from the coal, originating from the infrared heat induced during the defrosting process. The stockpiles act as a buffer between train and ship, smoothing the terminal's in and out flow of the coal. Supported by a 48-meter-long boom. The bucket wheel measures 9 meters in diameter. The current stockpile capacity amounts to 580,000 tons, a one-week supply at a theoretical non-stop loading. The terminal's expansion Stage 2 was completed in 2006. With the addition of 2 more stockpiles, expansion Stage 3 will be completed in 2009. In Stage 3, further conveyor systems, including auxiliary equipment and a second ship loader, will be added for loading 2 vessels simultaneously. In 2009, with 2 ship loaders in operation, 8 million tons of coal will be loaded annually. The current ship loader is 37 meters high and 55 meters long. The new ship loader will have a longer telescopic boom to suit larger vessels. The Russian railway company extended the railway system to the terminal and invested in a new railway station serving the port. On arrival, the train pulls into the defrosting terminal. Inside the terminal, the coal is defrosted through infrared technology. Otherwise, unloading frozen coal may be difficult. An automatic shuttle setup moves the cars through the unloading station. Two cars in a row are being disconnected, and the shuttle commences with the unloading process. In short intervals, 2 cars at a time are being turned over. The dumping dust is sucked away from below the car tipper, keeping the entire unloading terminal very clean. The adjacent powerful dust extraction plant controls the air quality within the building. The shuttle pushes the 2 empty wagons out of the tipper and pulls simultaneously 2 loaded cars into the machine. The empty cars roll from the unloading station towards the car shifter and hook up automatically. The car shifter transfers the empty cars from the incoming rail track parallel across to the return rail track. This unique Topcroft space-saving setup allows the empty cars to go back in the direction they came from. The current stockpile capacity is enough to load 8 large ships. Expansion Phase 3 will increase this capacity by 36%. The 2 stacker reclaimers work in opposite mode. One is stacking, the other reclaiming. The terminal operations are visualized on the master display screen. Changing from stacking to reclaiming changes the flow of the material. Expansion Stage 3 increases the capacity for loading 2 vessels simultaneously. With several displays located in the terminal head office control room, the complete process from unloading the train to loading the ship is being monitored. Takraft had the honor in supplying the bulk of the machines for Expansion Stage 1 and 2. Ust-Luga is part of Russia's ultra-modern port developments in the Baltic Sea. Rustrminalogu awarded in September 2007 Takraft with the contract to supply the machines for Expansion Stage 3.